Hello and welcome back to our channel. I am Fausto Botelho, broadcasting from Brazil, and here we use our experience in technical analysis and try to extract logical indications about the future behavior of the crypto prices. Nowadays we're talking a lot about the stock market as well because we understand there's a crash going on in the stock markets which is going to affect all the world, which is going to make credit disappear, which is going to make interest rates rise. Actually, one of the reasons the crash is coming is because interest rates are rising. And the crash foresees a contraction in the economy. So what is considered as being a commodity drops. I've been thinking about what could happen to Bitcoin, and my conclusion after some study that I did with the commodities behavior in the other crises and the crisis of the past were that in the first time everything drops. Every kind of commodity is going to drop, Bitcoin included. But what happened was that Bitcoin crashed before the stocks. Now, I'm going to show you the S&P. It's ugly. It's conforming perfectly with the idea that it's reversing the long-term upward trend that started in 2009. So let's take a look at the charts though. Beginning. And now I'm pressing the correct buttons. You that saw the list. Here we go. And I'm also checking to see if I'm here. Let's start better with the S&P. And let me show you that the S&P has given us a lot of information about, well, it's actually shouting that it's changing this upward trend. It's reverting this upward trend. Well, first of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got so far three upward movements. We had the stop in the beginning of the year, and then the market went back trying to overcome these top, and it weren't able to. So. Instead, we had a bull trap. Here it goes. The market broke the resistance line that was felt in this level here, and then it came back. Then it flagged down, then it felt like hell. And then it touched the support line that comes from March 2009 and flagged down again, broke this long-term resistance line, went up just to make a pullback in the former resistance line and fell again. Now it is flagging down again. So I think this is going to result in the markets coming down and testing the support of the middle of the two tops and the price that the markets have reached in the end of October, which is 2605, 2605. Breaking that level, I think they're going to fall very quickly to their first Fibonacci contraction level, which is down here in 1760, which means the market would still fall another 34%. That is going to bring the world to a crisis, a financial crisis, which, as I said, first thing that happens is that credit disappears. I've got the Nasdaq here showing that things are even worse than what is shown in S&P. The Nasdaq has already, we could say that it broke last support because it closed below the real body of this candle here, right? And it's closing a little below the long-term support line that comes from, in the case of the Nasdaq, the low was in the end of 2008. So there's this huge upward movement, my friends, that it's probably going to be reversal. And the Nasdaq has to reach the first level, correction level of Fibonacci, it would have to fall another 36%, 37%. So that's the situation. What happens when a contraction is in sight? The most important commodities like, the most important commodities like oil, for instance, they fell. What happened to oil? It fell beginning on October. Does it rings a bell? Let's see if it rings a bell. Oil starts to fall in October. S&P starts to fall in October. Oil keeps falling. So I said that already here. But what would oil, which is usually a leading indicator as one of the most important commodities of the world, what is he telling us? Is he telling that we're going to have an expansion, that the economy is going to keep rising, that Trump is still going to make magic in the US economy? No, he's telling us that there's a contraction in the economy in sight. So that's the situation. Now, talking about Bitcoin, I want to show you that some things can happen. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, then we're going to talk about, I have some very nice charts to show you about Bitcoin Cash ABC, Bitcoin Cash SV. But first, let's talk about Bitcoin. Well, and let's see the scenarios, right? Well, first of all, we've drawn this line because this line has 1, 2, 3, 4 points touching it, right? But eventually, we could think of drawing this line here. If this is the line, then this upward movement is already gone. That's it. And my counting was wrong. Instead of wave 1, 2, 3, 4, instead of looking at wave 4, we'll be looking actually at a correction, because that would have been wave 5, and then we would be having a correction of this whole movement. And the correction of this whole movement, oh, it's ugly. It's very ugly. I have, so far, I've used the 2140 Fibonacci level, 21.40, which is the first correction level before the 0.38 level. And even though it's around 1,400, but if we think about the 0.38, it's below $200, right? So that's a possibility. But this wave, maybe it was to bring Bitcoin to a decent level of $2 in the end, and $20, $37 in the top, and maybe it doesn't count. So if the upward movement starts in 2011, then the 0.38, well, then first the 0.2140 correction would be in here, which is 2,840, which is very close to 3,000, which is the projection of this the descending triangle, which is, we have to admit, this was a descending triangle. Going further ahead a little bit, we can't swear this is a descending triangle, but it looks like a descending triangle. The market broke it just like it breaks a descending triangle. Whenever it breaks the support of a descending triangle, it falls just like it's falling now. But we'll have to wait to see if it reaches the target that can be the objective that can be projected from a descending triangle, which is its height. From the support line, it comes to 3,000, roughly 3,000. It doesn't really matter where do you project an objective, because I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna bet my life on that. I'm gonna be waiting the market to come. Soon enough, we're gonna be able to draw a resistance line here, and whenever it reaches here, we'll keep falling and analyzing and seeing what the candles and the trend is going to be telling us, right? So it's slightly, but whenever we project this height, we take it to a level where you can find a low and a high. So that's very meaningful. Well, just as a reminder, if that happens, we would be seeing a remake of a descending triangle that happened in 2014, and that projected the height of the triangle to downwards, and the market reached the objective of this descending triangle. So that's one situation. But coming back here, we can't say, we can't forget to say that eventually our upward trend line is correct, and the market is eventually going to needle pin down here and come back, and this is going to be it can be as fast as in a week. You want to see? Let's take a look at what happens in weeks. We can borrow some movements, like let's take a look at this movement here, or else, let's pick this one here. If we pick this one, see, it can, Bitcoin is Bitcoin, right? So it can move. What I'm saying is that it can move very fast to its objective, and it can come back in a week or two. And if that happens, eventually that's the upward trend, the upward trend line that we're going to be using, and it's going to go up. Because the point, my friends, is that there hasn't been a situation like that in the past. There hasn't been a situation in which a crash is happening in the US stock markets. And that's one thing. There's where matters. There's what's matter. There's where matters. Because there's where the big money is, right? We have a less than $2 billion market cap in the whole crypto space, while in stocks, only in New York Stock Exchange, we have something like $23 trillion. So cryptos are nothing compared to the market cap of stocks. So the nuclear bomb in terms of crash is going to be the S&P, which I showed you. It's happening. Didn't break the support between the two tops, but it's showing us that it will. As we haven't lived that, there's no by the book, and what I'm saying is that eventually, if a tiny little bit of the market cap of stocks is directed to Bitcoin and to cryptos, this market can just explode, because it's too much money for too little coins, too little market cap. So anything can happen, and we have to keep an open eye, and that we'll be doing. If you're interested in our analysis, think of the possibility of subscribing to our service, the Crypto Calls. There's a link below, and there's a telephone number for WhatsApp. For the moment, we're doing a call in Telegram, but it's not ready. It's probably going to be next week. So back to the charts. The possibility that I said would be for Bitcoin, and now back to the daily chart, for Bitcoin to keep on this descending ratio, and it would reach this level, or whatever level is going to be its bottom, very, very soon, and then it could start going up, and that could coincide with the crash of the stocks. So big emotions wait for us. And I want to finish this video showing you a surprise. The surprise is Bitcoin Cash ABC, but with the historical quotes. What have we done here? Well, on the 15th, we had a situation in which Bitcoin Cash was quoted at a certain amount, and Bitcoin Cash ABC was quoted in Bitcoins, right? I'm talking Bitcoins. And Bitcoin Cash ABC was quoted much lower than Bitcoin Cash. So what we do is that we calculate the ratio that would take the close of the 14th to the opening of the close of the 14th to the opening. And so we lower, with that we apply that ratio to the whole chart. So we lower the whole chart. And now you can have the quotes of BTC ABC with the reference of because of the former Bitcoin Cash, right? So what's happening in Bitcoin ABC? It's holding its support level here. It's holding tight last few days, right? And it's actually going up now. And whereas Bitcoin SV had a pump and then a dump, and that's it. And so that's it. And here I got Bitcoin Cash as quoted in Poloniex. And no, I'm sorry, I have it, but just until the 15th of November. But I can show you in our competitor technical analysis software, Bitcoin Cash in Poloniex, they have the quotes until November 15 as well. So who has Bitcoin Cash? BCH, BTC, Coinbase. Yeah, okay, we're dealing with Coinbase quotes, but again, only until the 15th. So I don't think anybody is carrying these. Well, forget about that. Let's come back here. That doesn't exist. And now I want to finish just running through the quotes quickly with the principal coins. Binance coin broke support. It's probably coming down more. In terms of Bitcoin, everything is coded in Bitcoin here because we are in the Bitcoin standard, as I said many times here in the previous videos. Cardano, it's holding tight in the support, all times low. Dash, not the comment. EOS apparently is flagging down below the support line. It's probably coming down in Bitcoin. Ethereum holding to support, all times low. Yoda holding to support, all times low. Litecoin broke support already, but is producing a hammer today. So let's see what happens. We're how much long further away from the closing? Market closes at 11 o'clock. It's 10 minutes to the close. So back to the daily chart. Monero flag just flagged down and broke the downward flag. Is probably coming to this low at 0.013. NEM is flagging up. I'm keeping an eye on NEM. NEM. NEO broke everything, is falling like a bag of potatoes. Well, Ripple's doing very well in Bitcoin. It went up today some 11%. So doing well. There is still one coin that is behaving better than Ripple, which we recommended in the previous videos, which is coming. But Stellar is also outperforming Bitcoin in this situation. It went up today until now some 4.55%. Tron coming down out of this flag. We missed some quotes here. That's Binance. And so this is the coin that it's outperforming everybody. Went up today some 14.9%, which is true USD and Tether as well, right? We recommended that the best thing to do while we thought Bitcoin was going to suffer with the crash in the US was to get out of Bitcoins and hold into Tether or true USD. Tether has had a lot of talking about, and so we recommended true USD, which is traded in Binance. So this is it for now. If you enjoyed the video, please help us tell your friends, share it in your social media, and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want to help the channel, if you ever eventually open an account in Binance, please use the link below. So you're gonna help us because we get some commission whenever you trade there. Okay, see you next time.